When we eat, we feel like we're in control. When we eat, we satisfy this emptiness, this loneliness, this feeling of needing and belonging and warmth. We tie that in with food. So today we're going to talk about emotional eating. Hi everyone, I am Dr. Jenny Lay. I'm a family medicine physician and a mom of two. Today I am sitting by my Christmas tree, hiding away from the kids to talk to you guys more about different ways that we really cope with our depression and our anxiety. If you guys haven't watched the previous videos about how to deal with depression, how to deal with anxiety, I urge you guys to watch those videos first. I'll link those in the cards here. This month we're really focusing on mental health, and I noticed that a lot of us try to cope with our feelings in different ways. A very common way, like myself, is eating our emotions. So how do we stop? How do we stop those urges to go into the pantry at night and eat? What we're really trying to do is gain some sort of control and to fill some sort of void. So my job here is just to educate you so you have the tools to stop yourself from emotionally zoning out and just watching TV shows, to emotionally eating, emotionally shopping, emotionally do risk-taking behaviors, gambling, sex, things like that. So my job today is just to give you the tools so you recognize when you're having these feelings and when you're about to cope with them in not so healthy ways. So over the next week, I would like you to write down some of your emotions. What are you feeling right before you eat something? Do you feel happy? Do you feel hungry? Do you feel sad? Later on, after the week, you can revisit those things and look at your list and see what kind of emotions when you were eating healthy foods, what kind of emotions were you having when you ate that bag of chips or the brownie or the donuts. Like, what were the feelings when you had certain type of foods? You'll probably see a trend. For me, when I'm stressed out, when things are not going well, when I don't know what to do, my go-to is go to the pantry and find something. It's always either chips or those little mini brownies or cookies or sweets, something like that. It's always something bad in there. So when I feel good about myself, when I feel excited and motivated, I pick cleaner foods to eat, like clean vegetables, fresh fruits, home cooked meals. Like, I look for those things when I am happier. So the first step really is just recognizing when you choose those foods, what you are feeling in those times when you want to reach for that bag of chips, you want to have that extra M&Ms. What are you feeling? Okay, that's step number one, recognizing the feeling. Step number two is really redirecting those feelings in a way, because you're doing a habit, right? You are being triggered by this emotion. Your habit or your routine is that you are eating something unhealthy. And step number three is the reward, where you feel satiated, you feel full, you feel warm, you feel in control. Those are your rewards. So what we want to do to change this pattern is that every time we're triggered, we need to have a different routine. And carrying out the routine, we need to have the same reward. Does that make sense? So people who smoke, they usually have a certain routine that they do. They feel angry, they feel stressed, they'll go outside, they smoke because they get away from this environment, and then they feel relaxed. There's also lots of other things in there, like nicotine and all the bad things for you, but it's their routine. And once they give up smoking, they don't have that routine anymore. So I talk to my patients a lot about this. And one of my co-residents, she is an amazing doctor, has so much life experience. She told me that, before she used to smoke as well, and it was just her time to get away. And when she quit smoking, it made her have to deal with a lot of those anxieties. And so now her different routine is that she drinks lots of water, and her time away is just going to the bathroom and then coming back. And that's how she was able to successfully give up smoking. I feel that Emotional eating is the same way. It's that sugar, it's that hook. So it is giving you some physical manifestations that you are feeling addicted to sugar, and you can blame it on that. You totally can. But there is a certain trigger and routine that always follows through. And if you're able to change that routine and keep the reward, you will be able to change your life and change these little things in your life that have in turn great benefits. I don't know how many steps that was, but for me, I have also noticed that keeping this is like a given, but keeping your junk food farther out of reach or out of sight will prevent you from going to those things. Like mine is so easy. The pantry is right there. I go in and grab a bag of chips because it's like right on that eye level front row. So even if I were able to like move it down in a lower shelf, move it all the way up to a higher shelf, I keep all the ice cream in the like deep freezer outside. And I've noticed that those ice creams, like I haven't touched in like months. Besides the other ice cream here on the side of the fridge, I've been picking at that like every single day. So those are little changes that I can do to set myself up for success. So the whole point in this mental health vlogmas is that we can go through this together. And I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys that I still emotionally eat a lot of the time. And that is something that I am still trying to change. And I want to take you on this journey with me so we can go through it together. I do recognize when I'm having emotional eating, and sometimes I just rather not deal with my feelings and rather just eat or watch TV, just so I don't have to feel. But you know, I don't want to continue doing that, and I hope you guys hold me accountable. So understanding my triggers, I know when I feel this way. A lot of the times now it's feelings of failure, feelings of loneliness, and feelings of loss. So when I feel those feelings, when those physical manifestations come up where I feel like my heart is in my throat and when my hands get clammy and when I feel my energy just start sinking, that is my trigger. And so my different routine would be, because I usually do this, just like walk to the pantry, I will still walk around the room and then I will come back and I'll find somebody to, well, I shouldn't just say somebody, because I think when you say somebody, you give yourself like a path to not be successful. Like the more specific you are, the better. So like I can say somebody and you're like, oh, but I didn't find anybody and so I didn't follow through. But if I say, so when I feel these feelings, I'm gonna walk around the kitchen, come back down, and then I'm gonna talk to Stan about it, or I'm gonna talk to my sister about it, because I know those people who will always be there for me. And so saying that and designating those people will make me more accountable. And after talking to them about my feelings, I usually feel better and I usually feel happier and more relieved. And if I'm still hungry, I will drink water before I go for that bag of chips or that ice cream or that donut or that brownie. So the takeaway from this video on how to stop emotional eating is, first, figure out what your trigger is. Recognize when you're having those feelings. Number 2, find a different routine. And number 3, make sure that you have the same reward. This is gonna take some time for you to figure out. You're gonna have to put in the work. As I said, if you haven't watched already on how to deal with these feelings, how to be able to sit with your emotions and recognizing anxiety and depression, watch my previous videos. I'll link them all in the playlist called Mental Health Vlogmas 2020. All right, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helped me with the YouTube algorithm. And please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Or not next week, probably in a few days. Peace.